I'm Brian Hastings. I'm Chief Creative Officer at Insomniac Games, and I'm also Creative Director on the Ratchet Deadlocked project. We're looking at Ratchet Deadlocked, and this is really a new direction for Ratchet. This is something new for us as a company, and we're really excited to show it off. This time around, we started out with a story concept that we really liked. It was the idea of Ratchet and Clank being kidnapped and Ratchet being forced to compete in this deadly underground combat sport. And from there, we took the art direction, we took the production designs, the gameplay, and pretty much every element from character design to music, and made it match that one theme. So I feel like it's much more sophisticated and much more unified and cohesive style of game than we've done in the past. We're definitely focusing on making it much more of an action game. We've done a combination of action and adventure in the past, and this time we're focusing on 100% adrenaline, pulse-pounding action all the way through, and we're making it a bit more challenging as well because a lot of our fans have said they want more action and they want more challenge. So we're trying to deliver that in a complete package this time. Well, we still have weapons that are actually we have more weapons than ever because you're allowed to customize. You'll have 10 weapons, each of which is virtually infinitely customizable. There are thousands of different combinations, literally thousands of different combinations you can do as you make your own weapons. So you have a mod system where you get lots and lots and lots of mods, and you have mod slots in each weapon. So you can mix and match the different mods and create weapons that will do pretty much anything. Whether it might start out as a mine glove, but then you'll apply the napalm mod, and napalm is one of the coolest effects. You'll see it in just a second, but it spreads this hot, fiery magma all over the ground. Or you could put that onto, say, the sniper rifle, something like that. And you can get completely different weapons just by mixing the different mods and the functional upgrades, which will give your weapon different abilities. Well, Ratchet and Clank, they're not entirely separated. Clank isn't on Ratchet's back anymore because we wanted to make that change for story reasons. Ratchet's going out and fighting the missions, but Clank is very much involved with him. He's playing the role of mission engineer, where he stays in constant communication with Ratchet and helps him along the way. And he's also playing a very big role in the story as Ratchet and Clank together try to find a way to escape out of this place. And so as Ratchet fights through all these different deadly combat missions, he's accompanied with a squad of two combat bots. And he can give tactical orders to these. So at any given time, he can order them to man a turret or to defend a position or to lob an EMP grenade, all sorts of different things. And the interface to it is really intuitive. You can access it from your D-pad at any time. So just on the fly, you're constantly making tactical decisions for what to do with your bots. And it keeps the action really fast, and at the same time, it gives you a very fun strategy element that we haven't had in the past. A co-op mode is my favorite thing in the entire game. It's a blast to play, and it adds a new strategy element. When you play co-op, the second player basically takes the place of the combat bots, and the two of you together need to work on strategy and find the best way to beat every different mission. Now, you can play co-op all the way through. It's 100% story-driven co-op mode, where you play split screen through the entire game, and it's just really a different experience, and I mean we expected it to be really fun, but I mean I absolutely love it. It's the coolest thing for me. And we've as we watch every different person in the office play it for the first time, it's a huge adrenaline rush as you're using all kinds of strategy that you never even thought about before, and you're working together, and you got like people yelling at each other, and it's like lob the grenade, you defend this position, because the whole game is just set up in much more of a strategic way throughout the missions than what we've done in the past. We really want to take online to the next level. We're going to be demonstrating that at E3. We're not going to show it today, but for us, we want to build on what we did last year with online and add more depth. We want to add more modes, a lot more options, and every level that you play in single player will also be playable on online. So there are going to be more maps to play. And also, the next big thing we want to focus on is enhanced community features. We felt like we had a really good lobby and a really good community that we built up for Ratchet Up Your Arsenal. And we want to take that to the next level, and we'll be talking about a lot of things we're doing there. We're doing some pretty new things with community I think are pretty cool. E3 we'll be talking about the new community features and the other online features. Ratchet Deadlocked is coming out fall 2005 on PlayStation 2.
My name is Keith Lee, and I'm the lead programmer at Insomniac Games. In Ratchet Deadlocked, we try to go to it in a more different, more aggressive, sort of more exciting gameplay. And that's a really big feature that we really want, is that the player can really customize everything that he wants in the game. It only takes one button press for you to be able to create an action and to be able to attack something or to be able to use a gadget or anything else. So to you, it's very seamless. To the player, and it's almost an extension of just your controls when you control the bots. And they're very smart, and they're able to think on their feet as well. So it feels to you, it adds a lot more action to the game because it's just the firefights are a lot more intense, and you can control them much more quickly. So it's almost just another very seamless way for you to play. The great thing about Ratchet Deadlocked is that there's a very wide range of different environments that we're going to be, that Ratchet will be playing in. And so you'll be going to frost tundras, outdoor areas, and Gleeman Vox, the main spokesman here, is really trying to create really exciting environments for the players to play in. And so you'll be traveling to all ends of the galaxies to be fighting in different areas. So I think that there's going to be a lot of variation, a lot of excitement. The online game will actually have a lot more modes that we're going to have, a lot more ability for players to customize their characters, and just a lot more community enhancements. And so there'll be a lot more ways for other people to compete and to really hook people in and to continue to compete and go online.
How's it going? We're back live here on the stage at the GameSpot booth at E3 2005. Joining me is Corey Stockton. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing pretty good.
Thank you so much for coming by. Why don't you go ahead and tell the folks at home who you are, what you do, and what game you're going to be showing off.
My name's Corey Stockton, and I'm the co-lead designer on Ratchet Deadlocked. And today we're going to be showing you a few levels.
Fantastic. Now, before we check that game out, I hope you don't mind. I want to steal about 30 seconds to talk about this dope thing that somebody just handed to me on stage. Check this out. I don't know if you guys can get a good shot of this. I'll try to get it. Oh, there we go. This little thing wrapped around my finger is a little bendable stylus, and it is called Comfort Stylus. You can find them at comfortstylus.com. They're actually giving one away a day right now. And yeah, a nice young lady over there totally gave this to me, and it is pretty cool. It's for the DS. You wrap it around your finger, and you can make it happen. But that's about it. Actually, all right, we'll get the shot. But I think we're gonna move on to the game right now. It's cool. Thanks. So you got a DS, right?
Yes, I do.
So that looks like a pretty good idea, doesn't it?
I think that's a great idea.
Right on. Now, speaking of great ideas, you guys had a great idea with the last Ratchet game. You guys had the multiplayer. You guys had the online action. Now, this time you guys are taking it a notch further, right, with Ratchet Deadlocked. Can you talk about what that's going to be all about?
Exactly. The main plan is we wanted to keep the scope of the Ratchet universe, but just kind of take it in a new direction.
Gotcha.
And just take everything and kind of push it further. That's where the new weapon mod system comes into play, the mission system. So we're taking those core elements and just kind of expanding them in a new direction.
Gotcha. Now, for the folks that don't know this, you were actually working on the last game. Can you tell the folks what you did on the last game?
I basically headed up the multiplayer element of the last game, just every aspect of it, from the design all the way through the implementation.
I gotcha. Now, on this one, you are basically the second lead design, right?
Exactly.
So what are the lessons that you guys learned from the first game that you're applying now to the second game?
Basically, we want to give the players more customization. Number one, we found out through multiplayer they loved picking skins, picking their own different characters, and we want to kind of extend that into single player. So that's where the weapon mod system comes in. Everyone just always sends us fan mail telling us they want, every weapon you could possibly imagine. And so with the mod system now, players have literally thousands of combinations to kind of just mix and match and get their own favorite weapon.
Right on. Now, the modules you guys had in the last game were pretty extensive as well. What is the difference between the last game and this one?
As far as the mod system goes, well, the main thing about it is that you can change every single aspect of your weapon. So, for instance, we have a napalm mod. So if you put this on, say, something like the grenade launcher, you'd throw it and napalm will come out and all over the ground, and if enemies run into it, they'll take damage. That same napalm mod could go on the mine gun. When your mines pull up, you'll get that. It could go on the rocket launcher. You shoot rockets anywhere, you'll get that same effect.
I got you.
This can happen from, that's what we call a functional mod, and that goes all the way down to basic mods that do things like weapon speed and just give you more ammo.
Fantastic. Now, can you break up the game for us in terms of the modes? Is there a single player? Is it a multiplayer?
Yeah, we're going to have 3 full modes. We'll support multiplayer, just as we did last game. We'll support multiplayer offline, 4-player split screen. We have single player, and the most exciting thing for us is the co-op mode.
Really? How does the co-op mode? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, co-op is going to be split screen, offline, and basically you'll get to play through the entire single player story mode in co-op with a friend. You guys can have separate mods for your guns, so you might have the same weapon, but you guys can have different mods on them. It's really the most popular thing in the office by far.
Really? Now, how long you guys been cranking on this one?
Oh, since the beginning.
Really?
Oh yeah, co-op's something we wanted to do throughout the series, probably since Ratchet 2. Just never really knew how to do it or didn't have the time, and then we knew for Deadlocked that was the one big feature that we wanted to get in there because people have been asking for it forever.
Really? So with the Deadlock, this is actually the I guess the third or fourth installment. Fourth installment. Is all the lessons you guys learned from the last game that you applied in this one? Is this in your eyes the best of the best?
Oh yeah, I think definitely the best we've done by far. I think that one of the biggest changes players are going to get is that we're defaulting to lock strafe mode. Lock strafe was pretty popular. It was something new that we added to RC3, and now with lock strafe it's default. So we've kind of been able to change all the setups and give the game more of an action feel. Mm-hmm. We still have some platforming elements, but it's really heavy on action, and it just having that mode gets players more into the game, lets us kind of have more enemies on screen at a time. So it's a little bit, the difficulty's been cranked up a little bit, but I think overall players are just going to like it a lot better.
Right on. Now, I bet you a bunch of GameSpot Complete members have been sending in questions in to find out about the Ratchet. This one comes in from Andrew in Germany. Will you be able to load previous data from Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, and 3? Anything there?
I think we want to do that. Some we haven't got to yet, but we've done it in every game up until this point, so I imagine we'll probably see that in the future.
Yeah. Simon in England, he wants to know, this is a question you can't answer, so you don't have to. PlayStation 3 version of Ratchet in the future, I'm sure?
Right now, we're just focused on Ratchet Deadlocked for PS2.
Right on. Wayne in Bellevue, Ontario wants to know, is it longer and harder than Ratchet and Clank 3? Because the first one he thought was a little easy.
Yes and yes.
Really?
I think that overall players are going to get the same experience that they got at Ratchet 3 and a little bit more, and we're definitely kicking up the difficulty a notch.
Excellent. Daniel Stark in Sweden wants to know, what is your favorite weapon?
My favorite weapon?
Yeah.
We definitely have to say the rocket launcher. It's been my favorite weapon all the way back since the very first game in the series. So it's still the weapon I default to anytime I play when I'm playing in the office.
Did you get to help out with that commercial when they filmed it all? That was like the dopest commercial I ever saw.
No, but we did get all the weapons from the commercial.
Oh,
we
really?
have them all around in the office. The giant, huge props.
That's awesome.
We've got the gravity boots. We've got the rocket launchers, the gravity gun, all of that.
Right on. Now, with the game set up the way it is, can you talk about the vehicles? Can you talk about that stuff?
We're going to have 4 playable vehicles in the game. We had 2 in RC3, so we doubled them. We really think that vehicles were really popular with RC3. It was a pretty new experience for players, and so with the new mission system that we're introducing, vehicles really come into play because we can create entire missions around a vehicle. So you're not always going to be on foot. And when you play the game co-op, all the vehicles have a position for the passenger. So 2 guys can jump in a vehicle, 1 guy can drive, and the other guy can work a big turret or a cannon on the back.
Neil in California wants to know, whatever happened to Clank?
Oh, Clank's here. Clank's going to be there in full force. He's your mission coordinator. So throughout the game, you're going to come to points to where you're going to need help to get through an area. You might not know where to go. And Clank will be involved in that the whole time. He'll be updating you with maps. He'll be giving you info. He'll be probably involved more screen time in the game than in any other game, actually. Excellent.
One of the things that people loved about the original, or actually all the games in the series, was the cool humor and the cinematics that you guys had. Is that going to be we're going to have the personality in the game?
Oh, for sure. That's going to be a linchpin of the entire game. Cinematics is something that comes later in the game for us, so we don't have them up front. But we're working on all our cinematics right now and plan to have them in the game just like all the past games. Humor is something that we wanted to keep. Even though we went in a new direction, the character looks a little bit meaner, a little older. Still, the story, it's based on humor. It's what we've always been known for, and we're going to keep doing that with Deadlocked.
Sweet. Now, what else can you tell me about the game that we haven't actually covered so far?
Probably I can give you a little bit of a description of a new multiplayer mode that we're working on. It's called Conquest. And Siege mode last game ended up being pretty popular for us, so we took Siege mode and we're trying to kick it up at another level. So we're using nodes instead of bases this time, and players can capture the nodes and they can earn upgrades. So you can upgrade your nodes, and then we're introducing a thing called specialized kills. So say you kill someone with a sniper rifle, you'll earn an extra amount of points for that kill. You can run someone over, call that a road kill. They'll earn extra points for that. And the best, the humiliation kill. Kill anyone with the wrench, and you get a humiliation kill, and you'll earn more points for those types of kills.
This one comes from Daniel, and he wants to know, do you have any plans on releasing Ratchet games on the PSP by any chance?
Not right now. Right now, the whole company is pretty much just focused on Deadlocked.
At least you know you got a lot of fans out there that want to have a lot of the games that you make on different, as many
If
different...
we could make them for every platform, we would.
Right on. Now, one of the other questions I have that is coming in from Mike, Marion, and Hillard, Ohio. Is the story a continuation like the old one, and will all the characters be in there?
No, it's going to be a completely new story. It's a lot of past characters will definitely be in the game, and there's going to be a lot of new characters as well.
Brendan in Bloomington, Minnesota wants to know how many weapons are there, and how many different vehicles?
There's 4 different vehicles in the game, and there's 10 total weapons. But you have to remember the mod system,
right.
So basically you're going to end up with thousands of weapons by the end of the game when you can set it all up.
Fantastic. We got Mike in Arkansas. He wants to know how many different environments are there? How do you guys have that split out? Different maps?
Well, the levels are split out into missions. So we'll have selected areas of planets, just as we have in past games, and then each planet will have an assortment of missions. Each one will have a basic set of 4 campaign missions, and then there'll be anywhere from, say, 3 to 10 bonus missions on every level. And you can play those in any order, so we get the non-linearity that we've always kind of wanted. So, and as far as scope of the game, it's definitely going to be bigger than Ratchet & Clank 3. They can expect something of that similar size.
Right on. Thank you so much for coming by, Corey. I
No
really
problem.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Excellent. And right now we're going to actually take a look at more of E3 2005 from our field team out on the floor. So let's, without further ado, take it away.